Mr. President.
Senator from Alaska.
Mr. President, every week I come down to the floor to talk a little bit about my great state, about the wonders of its natural landscape, a land that everybody should see for themselves. And we talk about special people, and I know the presiding officer looks at this as one of the favorite times in his long week. We talk about these people have made a difference in Alaska as our Alaskan of the week. It's one of the best things I get to do here as Alaska's senator, because I get to talk about Alaska's beauty, the people that make my state so special, the kind, generous people, full of rugged determination, full of patriotism, full of drive, full of life. Living in the north, in some of the most difficult terrain and extreme conditions of the world, breeds competition in the best ways possible. It also sparks creativity all across the state. And when creativity meets competition, great things can happen. You saw great things happen on the basketball court late last month when the University of Alaska Anchorage's women's basketball team, who are our Alaskans of the week, won the championship at the Great Alaska Shootout in Anchorage, the seminal sports event of the year that for 4 decades has corresponded with Thanksgiving weekend. Mr. President, let me talk a few minutes about the Great Alaska Shootout. In the late 1970s, a coach from the University of Alaska Anchorage's basketball team had a vision to put the fledgling UAA basketball program on the map. So how to do that? He would create a pre-season college basketball tournament, and he would make sure that participation in any tournament outside the contiguous lower 48 states didn't count against the limits for how many games a team was allowed to play. And so was born the Great Alaska Shootout. And so for the past 40 years, tens of thousands of Alaskans from all over the state, and I would say Americans from all over the country, many of who had never been to a professional game or even a college game, traveled to Anchorage to watch some of the best basketball in the country. And in Anchorage, people opened their homes to the teams from the lower 48 to enjoy a home-cooked Thanksgiving dinner. The teams and the players that came to Alaska over the last 40 years are legion. Patrick Ewing, Glenn Robinson, Sam Perkins, Ray Allen, Dwayne Wade, and Alaska's own Trajan Langdon, just to name a few. And all the great college basketball coaches at one time or another came to our state. Coach K, Jim Valvano, Bobby Knight, Denny Crum, Roy Williams, Tom Izzo, Pat Summitt, and so many others. As one reporter put it, quote, "It was an annual Thanksgiving week staple for ESPN, and it made Anchorage the center of the college basketball world for one bright, shining week." And time and again, the UAA Seawolves, both the men and women's team, Division II programs who were up against some of the biggest Division I powerhouses in the country, showed the world what basketball in Alaska looked like. And it looked strong, Mr. President. The Great Alaska Shootout was a gift to the world, to America, and to all of Alaska. Now, times have changed, and so have college basketball tournaments. More choices are available. Other states have begun to compete with Alaska, and so this past Thanksgiving, sadly, was the Shootout's last tournament. But again, UAA's basketball teams made us proud. All told, the men's teams won 39 games and 40 shootouts, and this past Thanksgiving Day, the UAA women, which has become a Division II powerhouse under the leadership of Coach Ryan McCarthy, claimed the women's championship in the final shootout, beating the Division I University of Tulsa Golden Hurricanes 59-52 in a thriller. It was their 7th title in tournament history. So everyone involved, businesses who sponsored the shootout over the years, the many avid fans who haven't missed a game, and all those who played in the Great Alaska Shootout over 4 decades are deserving of recognition. But at this year's final Great Alaska Shootout, the UAA women's team showed us all the true meaning of grit and determination. So here's to the Seawolves, our Alaskans of the Week. Here's to the history of the Great Alaskan Shootout. It's a great day to be a Seawolf, Mr. President, and thanks for all the great games, the great memories, and a truly great Alaskan and American basketball tournament. I yield the floor.
Mr. President,